Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Epic Guitar Instructions. So we're gonna have a good time with this one. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna take all, or at least what are some of my favorite Metallica riffs and songs, and we're gonna break them down and we're gonna go through them enough to where not only will you get definitely the main crux of the situation, so you can go through and learn it on your own and listen to it and have a good time with it, but you'll learn some great techniques by doing so. I picked all the songs that help me play better. That's kind of a good way to go about it, and they're the must-know Metallica riffs. They're a lot of the older songs. So let's take a look at what we're going to start with today. I figured we'd do Damage Incorporated. Now, the reason why I like going through Damage Incorporated is because of the rapid pace that you have going on the low E string. Explaining this, I think it's going to be really easy to break down the song, actually, is how we go through this. So let's look at the chords that are going to be involved and the positions that we're going to need to play in. So we have an E chord. That's pretty easy, E power chord. I'm going to use one finger to fret basically these two lower strings. We all know that. In some cases, I will say, in this song, I'll be playing pretty rapid on the low string, but still holding the chord in the event that I accidentally hit any of those strings. So that's kind of crucial. We'll have an F chord. This is an F5 power chord. You can see that in tabs. 5 just means it's the fifth note in the scale, or the fifth interval away from the root note. That's the way they've described power chords. And that's going to be cool. We're going to have some fourth sliding. Right, and that's going to be 7 right there, sliding up to 8. We're going to have a little bit of sliding from 5 to 4, down to 2, and I think that's going to keep us going. We're going to have some sweet riffage, but let me just go ahead and break down the song for you and how we started off. It's good because you have to be really tight at the beginning, right? You can do that a couple of different ways. So let me go ahead and play the song for you, and we'll get started. The way that you want to look at this, right, as we come out of this tight part in this section here at the very beginning, kind of like Heavy Metal 101 with our muting. When I'm playing this E chord, you can see that I rest my hand down to kind of tighten that up. As I said, I have some reverb on here, but I like that sound myself. And you can see as I go from here to this F chord, I'm going to really quickly have to switch. You might be able to even fret it like this if you want. People try that kind of technique where they have their middle finger holding that E, going to an F and back again. What I want to turn my body this way for to show you is maybe if you do down strums, cross picking and getting back to that E chord on an up strum. You could try that with straight downs. I'm not as fast as that, but I like to cross it myself. Keep it in time better. That just speeds up, and then we mute that as we go through and we pick up our pace. That's all good. Now the riff itself, I'm going to do my 16th note rhythm there with my right hand. I'm going to keep that going really quickly. I'm going to hit an A note, and then I'm going to slide from 7 to 8. And I'm going to do that slide 3 times, but I only hit this note the first time. That's all I'm really doing with the low string cooking. So let's break down the riff in the easiest fashion like that. Let's pretend like we're hauling really fast with our right hand, and this is what we're going to play in between. Still going. Really, really quick. Then I go down to this root note of the 2nd fret, and I'm going to do those slides again, but I have a quick little stab of this note here, G, and that's the riff. And you put those low notes in there really fast, and you're stoked. One of my favorite Metallica riffs, really great. one thing to keep in mind as we play these great songs, you know, these are all fantastic things that we've heard growing up, and we learn so much from them, and we get inspired to do other things with them, like soloing. And if you're just getting comfortable with soloing and you need some guidance, we have a great thing for you. All you got to do is just click on the link that you see below in the YouTube text box. If you click on that link, you're going to get a new video, a free new video, a great coinciding ebook that will help you get out of the norm with what you find in your soloing, but more importantly, it'll get you started. So you have scales to get you going. You'll learn about your modes. You'll learn about all these pentatonic type uses of your scales, more of our fast rock playing, all the things and tricks that you need to know, and it's free, and all you gotta do is just click on the link. Again, it'll get you started with your soloing, it'll go great with this video, and you'll learn everything that you need to know, free video and ebook. So to achieve this crossing picking motion, let's talk about that, and then we'll get the next little riff, and we're gonna move on to some of these other great ones I wanted to do today. As we go through this, now I keep my pick at an angle. I think that's the best way, and to do that, I pull in my first finger so my thumb bends. Lots of cool lessons and things like that that we've done on alternate picking, but you want to make sure that you use the tip of your pick. You don't want to grip too hard. You want to kind of stay away from any motions like this or anything that involves the arm, in my personal opinion. Your hands hang in here, and you just want to make sure, the reason why your hands are, you're dampening, you know. If you have a Floyd Rose out there, you know, you might get a little, if you're not careful, so you want to be really light-handed, and as you get better at it, you know, and it refines, it's not so exaggerated, and it's a pretty light technique when you really start going fast. You want to just make sure, I mean, I've had the good fortune sometimes of being around some of these people who play these things, and man, before they play, they're like hanging out with their buddies, you know, talking, giving hugs, right, warming up their right hand, and that's a really huge part of it. And so that's why a song like this is totally cool to play, and it breaks it up just a little bit. This song taught me how to do that. This is one of them, like many people, like millions of people. So it's a good way to play that riff. Let's look at the next part. Power chords here. We have a B, G, A, G, F sharp, and we're going to stop it. Now we're going to our sweet little rhythm. Notice I'm sliding from 6 to 3. The little rhythm in between. That triplet to start you. You do that 3 times. After, on the 4th one, you're going to hit your first note here on the F note, and you're going to include that in the riff. I'll play it for you. So these are all the components of it. And I know out there, you know, you might be thinking, oh, well, the song does some other things and whatever. We're just giving you the ammo, and we're showing you how to play some of these cool riffs and teach you how to get better with playing songs that you know. I mean, that's really the most important thing. Not only are you getting some fun riffs to play, these are classic things. This is a nice little segment that we're doing for this channel. It's a little bit different, taking classic riffs and some of our favorite riffs from the band, and we can jam them out. So I'll play that briefly for you really quick, and then we're gonna move on to some other good songs that we have. So we have, from the beginning, I'm gonna take away the intro. I'm just gonna start here. Great way to jam through and have a fun time. That's really fantastic to play. You know what? I think if we're allowed here, we're gonna do one more riff. We're having fun. We're getting relaxed. It's a nice day. I've got a whole list. I'm looking at a list off camera of things I got to do, but I'm not in any rush today because I like doing this kind of stuff, and we can chop these up and make them cool. So there's another riff in the song that goes like this. That riff taught me a lot. It has those triplets in between the single notes, you know, so that's kind of cool. I had this feeling people out there watching it are being like, dude, you left out the sweet riff. So I'm doing triplets with some single notes there. That's going to sum us up to Damage Incorporated. I think that's pretty cool, right? We've got all those sweet riffs in there. Let's talk about another one. Let's talk about how to play Battery. Let's do the main riff to Battery. Battery is a fantastic riff, very labor intensive, but really fun to play when we get it up to speed. It has some simple chord kind of stabs or accents in it, and those will be fun to play. But just the riff alone will teach you an incredible amount because we have some thirds that we're moving around with these power chords. So the stabs that start you off in the very beginning, right? And we're going to leave out the clean tone intro. We're going to go power chord here. That's pretty popular. Easy enough. Hit a B power chord. You might notice that I play my power chords with my pinky. You know, you could definitely, as I go through these, here's a G. You can do it that way. There's such an incredible amount of muting that has to happen when we play these type of chords. You notice this is 6 and 4. I've kind of inverted the power chord. The reason why I use my pinky is because I can kind of lazily lay this thing down to block. I think that's kind of important. If you use this finger, then it's going to probably be that dude. You know, your index that's going to be doing the muting, because it gets so distorted, especially when you turn up your volume, it gets a little bit harder to control. That's all. So that'll lead you into this. That's going to be our first little bit. So I'm going like this with my right hand. Now, to achieve the best triplet, you always want to start that 16th note triplet with a down strum. Some people try that. Maybe alternating it every time, and that can really be tricky because you'll be doing a lot of crossing. And in heavy metal, sometimes we take some liberties, so that's a good thing to practice. That'll really help you with this song. So I have, and that's going from 6 to 5, B flat to A. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to take this inverted power chord, an E minor chord. I have 7. I'll do this here without the volume, so it's quieter. 7 and 5 and 5 and 4. So now when we do this kind of stuff, sometimes in between sliding, you know, and you get some noise with your chords, that's all good. Just lifting only the index. Now when I do that, I'm going to make sure that I lift that up just a little bit and tighten it up. Things that you want to think about when you're going up. Where you're hitting those. You don't want to hit the chord once it slides. I'm not going to hit it again. Not going to hit it again. Stuff like that's really kind of important. Right, changing it up a little bit. Now we could do, or see tabs say it 2 different ways. I kind of like this one. You got some harmonies that you can go on within there, but that's mainly the riff. You know, it's not too difficult to think about. It's hard to play. It is definitely hard to play. There's no way getting around that, but that's kind of why we choose these things. And you can sit and go. Really focus on these right-hand techniques where you don't want to get too far away. You know, there's terms that get thrown around in guitar playing that sound funny to me sometimes, but economy of motion is not funny by any means, and we want to make sure that we don't do this, because then I can't get back in time. Like if I go, I see people do different things over time, so you want to just make sure that you have right up on it, because we are playing pretty fast, and you know, a lot of these times bands play these songs faster live even. So the riff itself, when we break it down, that's a great riff to play. One at the end that we can throw in. We're just going to hop to the end riff. I think this is another thing that will help you out a lot when you're practicing, is this one. It's a lot of down strumming. It's pretty chaotic. So watch how my right hand is going to execute this with down strums. Note that we really want to be tight when we go from the 6th string to the 5th string, and the part here is going to go, that's F sharp to F, B flat to B, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. James Hetfield is a master at down strumming. That's just the fact of the matter. So to play that, it's the best way to get that sound. Palm muting and lifting up on a chord. That's another thing to think about. Right? It's only really tight on those first ones, so that helps too. And you can really kind of thud your way out of that. So those two together, that's some pretty good ammo, right? That's not a bad way to roll it. All right, everybody, so we're gonna sum it up right there. This is a different thing that we're doing, and you know what? We want your feedback. So please do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe, and leave us a comment. Those are the 3 things that we would really love for you to do for the main reason that we can work with you and get some input and give you what you want. Do you like these kinds of lessons where we give you the riffs? Do you want the whole tunes? Do you want the solos? I'm here at your disposal. That's what we're here for at Epic Guitar Instruction. So please, everybody, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Stay tuned for the next installment. Got more Metallica riffs coming your way. Thank you.